ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रम् नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते। Is everybody able to hear me? Okay. So Ashutosh, I have unmuted yourself.
Okay.
So we'll chant the Karana Sharira. Karana Shariram Kim
कारण शरीरम किम
Anirvachya
अनिर्वाच्य
Anadi
अनादि
Avidyarupam
अविद्यारूपम
Shariradvayasya
शरीरद्वयस्य
Karanamatram
कारणमात्रम्
Satsvarupa
सत्स्वरूप
Ajnanam
अज्ञानम्
Nirvikalpaka Rupam
निर्विकल्पक रूपम्
Yadasti
यदस्ति
Tat Karana Shariram
तत्कारण शरीरम्
So just unmuting a couple of people. We'll see how it goes. Everybody able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So some time ago, question was asked, Atma Kaha? So the answer given was Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktah. That which is distinct from these three bodies, Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, and Karana. So then the details were given. Stula Shariram Kim, Sukshma Shariram Kim, and now Karana Shariram. That is where we are. So, so last time we saw, we reminded ourselves about the background of Vedanta. Why we are here today, why we are studying Vedanta. We looked at Purusharthas, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha, and then we said that what the individual I am seeking is freedom from any sense of inadequacy, is complete freedom, freedom from being limited in any way, shape, or form. And we said this freedom cannot be obtained by karma. It's a big step. We made a big leap, and we did that by recognizing that there is, the Shastram is saying, I may have forgotten the possibility that I am already adequate and I may be confused about myself. So this part we reviewed last class. So I am just reviewing what we reviewed last class about what we did before last class. Okay. Okay. So self-ignorance, that is the cause for my being, my telling myself that I am nobody, I am a victim, I am sorrowful, I am happy now, I am disappointed now, I am going to be dead soon. All these ideas that I am scared of, I am here is due to so many things. So Atma Jnana, self-ignorance is the cause for that. And then we also reviewed the fact that this self-ignorance, when did it come, if we ask? We said it cannot have a beginning. It cannot have a beginning because if it did have a beginning, then before that avidya, there should have been vidya, and vidya can never be moved by anything, and therefore it is not possible to have vidya before, and so avidya cannot have a beginning. These are last class also. So in that first word that the author gives, Swamiji gives here, Nirvachya Anadyanitya Rupam. So the second portion of that big word is Anadi Avidya Rupam. What we saw. So Avidya is Anadi, but it has Antam. It comes to an end. Any Avidya has to come to an end. Now, we are not knowledgeable about so many things in this world. So, somebody sent me video of how this smartphone glass, there is a little glass frame on top of it, smartphone. How that smartphone glass is made. And, these days we have to choose which video you have to see and you can't afford to see. Because if you start seeing all these WhatsApp videos, the life will just go away like that. So I looked at this and said, oh, क्या है, कैसा बना है. So I saw it. So I didn't know. I don't know how this glass is made. I don't know how the phone is made. I don't know how the phone operates. I don't know how these waves go back and forth. So much ajnanam is there. Correct? So very impressive the way they make it. In somewhere in this called company is called Dow Corning. That is the company that makes it. Okay. So there is a flow when you speak.
Sorry? Well,
So the question is being asked.
No, there's some feedback coming in the audio.
Sorry for a second. can pause the recording. Let's sort out some issues here. Go ahead and resume the recording now. So, avidya does not have a beginning. Avidya has an end. This anadi avidya is called karana shariram. Karana shariram. We're going to explore this a little bit. And briefly, it is called shariram. Why? Because of three reasons. First of all, whatever is the cause is associated with this body, with this shariram. Therefore, appropriate to call this cause also as shariram. Number one. Number two, there is a cause for this experience. Whatever experiences I have, whatever I conclude myself to be, everything happens in this body. And so it is a cause of an experience. And also that is why they say this is shariram. And thirdly, we have seen the definition of shariram. What is the definition? Shiryamana swabhavam shariram. Correct? So that which disintegrates, that which has the quality of disintegration is called shariram. And this anadi cannot stand for too long. The avidya cannot stand for too long. Why? What is the only thing that avidya is afraid of? It's vidya, obviously. So inquiry, vicharam na sahate, they say. Amazing. Vicharam na sahate. It can't handle questioning. So the minute you start asking question, wait a minute, what's going on? Who am I? It seems the avidya starts trembling after that. Oh my God, my days are being counted. That's what avidya thinks. So therefore, shiryamana swabhavam shariram, and so that is also why it is called sharira. Then why karana shariram? Karanam, because avidya is the cause for samsara. Avidya is the cause for me to identify myself with this body and ignoring the rest of this jagat. And I am only as good as this body. I am this many feet tall. I am subject to disease. I am subject to sorrow. I am subject to guilt. Like this, there is a big list of things, and that is who I am. So this avidya being the cause for this kind of association with the sthula shariram and sukshma shariram. See, I don't know karana shariram, but sthula shariram and sukshma shariram I am very clear about, because I am constantly either explicitly or implicitly associating with this body. Correct? When I say I am hungry, I don't say, oh, I am about to associate myself with the sukshma shariram. I am very hungry now. So nobody says that. Okay? So I am hungry, that's all. Very simple statement. And it's time for me to eat something, otherwise I'll get a headache. Simple. Okay. So therefore, being the cause for this sthula shariram and sukshma shariram, and being the cause for my associating with those two shariras, this avidya is called karanam, and so karana shariram. And the author lists a few more things. Sat Swarupa Ajnanam. So this also we know. Ajnanam, avidya is nothing but ajnanam. same synonym. And ajnanam of what, if you say? Of my nature, my real nature. Sat Swarupa Ajnanam. Very clear what that I exist. If anybody is asked, do you exist? And generally everybody will say, I think, yes, I do exist. I don't have to check with people to say I exist. I don't have to check with my boss. I don't have to check with my children or my wife or husband. I exist. But I exist, but who are you if the question is asked? Any answer I give will reveal that I am ignorant of myself. I am, if you fill up the blanks after that, what I say, how I fill up that blank will reveal that whether I am ignorant of myself or not. So I am a karta, I am a bhokta, I am a doer, I am an enjoyer or experiencer. That is who I think I am. And I am a martyaha, I am a mortal. I think the word mortal must have some connection with martya. And therefore it creates that basic confusion, or that basic error causes a lot of confusion. This we are clear about now. At least we are clear that we are confused. That's a good start. Good start for us to gain additional clarity. So I am ignorant of myself. Ignorance is of my Swarupa. So another word Swarupa, in case we have not heard before, Shastram, Vedanta Shastram uses that. Swarupam means the real nature. What is the nature of anything you are looking at? Not just myself. Tell me what in reality what it is. If you ask, then that is called, you're asking for Swarupa. What is the meaning of Swarupa? Sat Swarupam. Okay, so Sat, Satyam, specifically referring to our inquiry and the truth of everything, including myself. That ignorance of that. And the author here says that is also a quality of this Karana Shariram. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the first part of the first word, Anirvachyam. Anirvachyam. Very important word again. So if you look at avidya and vidya, if avidya is real, if avidya is absolutely real, then what will happen? There will be two parallel realities. Correct? What are the two parallel realities? I exist and avidya also exists. And if these two realities are always there, avidya always exists, then knowledge, satyam, atma also exists independently. These two are independent realities, if we say. Then we can't accept that, because we just studied satyam and mithya. Either something is satyam or something has to be mithya. Either something is independently existing or something is dependent on something else. Like the pot is dependent on clay. Clay is not dependent on anything else. These are the only two things in this world. Because if we say both are independent, then both have to be identical also. Two independent things have to be identical. So these two cannot be independent. Even if they were independent, then avidya cannot cause any problem to me because they are independent. Whether the tree that is outside this building, whether it is flowering or giving fruits or whether it is drying up for lack of water, how does it affect me? I lead my life because we are independent. So like that, there can't be two parallel realities here. and because of that we can talk about atma jnanam. Avidya can affect me, and it does affect me. So avidya cannot be independent of atma. Avidya also depends on atma. That same atma which sustains this, all the shariras and myself, and eventually we will say everything else, is what sustains this avidya also. So avidya is not independent of atma, but avidya also is there, because we said avidya is the cause for this samsara. So avidya is there, but avidya is also a mithya. So like everything else in this world, avidya also seems to have an existence, but its existence is a dependent existence. Correct? Shaky existence. So it seems to be real, but it is also not real, like everything else. Like everything else we have discussed, which is therefore called mithya. We saw that mithya. Yatkinchit bhavam asti. Yatkinchit bhavam asti means it has some apparent existence. Some apparent existence. You can't ignore it, is the idea. Can't ignore it. Some more examples we can give, like dream. So you are in the midst of a dream, and the dog is chasing you, and you're running and you're sweating and you're panting and you're afraid, and this dog is not stopping and you're running. And somebody comes and says, hey, wait a minute, this is a dream. What are you afraid of? Hey, you are comfortably sleeping in this nice air-conditioned room. Kya baat hai? What is there to worry about? And you're sweating in this nice cool room. And what will you say? Hey, shut up. Dog is chasing me. Get out of here. You also should run along with me. This is what I will say. Idiot. Don't talk. Go. You're mad. This is what I will say. Protect yourself. He says, protect myself. I say, protect yourself. So dream is real for me in the dream state. But upon waking, that dream is falsified. Falsified means what? Hey, that was a dream. We say that was apparently real, but not really real. That is all we can say. I have taken it as real, but it's not real. Dream example. And like everything else also, pot and wave and everything else. Wave is real or unreal? If we say, we studied that this word real obviously is inadequate to express the reality of objects in this world. English doesn't have an equivalent to the word mithya. And so we saw that this wave, yeah, it exists, but the entire wave
You should pause the recording.
So I thought we were able to. Yeah. So mithya, avidya is mithya, and so it is neither, you cannot categorically say it exists, and you can't say it doesn't exist. This is called anirvachyam. Nirvachyam means what? That which you cannot categorically say as existing. It's called anirvachyam. Anirvachyam. Nirvachyam means categorical statement. Yes, absolute statement if you make of existence, that is called nirvachyam. Anirvachyam, you cannot categorically state. So it neither has independent existence nor does it not exist. Between existence is called anirvachyam. And some books will translate this word as inexplicable. Just for your information, if you have other books like that, you may notice that word inexplicable. And just have to be careful with that word. Inexplicable means not explainable. So we have just explained what it is, that it is neither existent independently nor non-existent. So therefore, we can okay. So I will mute Haraprasad, who is unmuted. So that is the meaning of anirvachyam. Okay. So nirvaktum ayogya. Nirvaktum ayogya means not qualified to be categorically stated. So can I, can we draw this avidya? We can't draw. Nothing. Cannot be categorically expressed. Okay. So that is anirvachyam. Next, nirvikalpaka rupam. Nirvikalpaka rupam. So another word, vikalpa, this comes periodically in Ashtanga Yoga and in Vedanta. Vikalpa. Vikalpa means division. Division. The way to understand division is like this. Multiplicity. So space is divided into so many things. Book is divided into so many pages. My room has so many things. So the so many, if you say, that means you are seeing vikalpa. You're seeing vikalpa. Manyness, multiplicity. And you can't even say, let me count how many things there are in your suitcase. Suppose you start counting the things in your suitcase. Okay, shirt number 1, shirt number 2, shirt number 3, pant number 1, pant number 2, pant number 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 25 things are there in this. Suppose I say that. Now, even that can be further divided or not. So, what about all the 7 buttons that are there in the shirt? Are they not things? Then you have to say, oh, I see. Okay. Then what? Scratch your head. So, division is there. So much division. Division within what you think is not divided is also divided. So, this is called vikalpam. Vikalpam. So, here the author is saying, Swamiji is saying, this pure avidya, if we have to say, what is the meaning of pure avidya? Vastu agrahanam, the absence of cognitions of reality, absence of any cognition. I am unaware of the reality. Total non-recognition. That total non-recognition is nirvikalpam, has no division. until the products are manifest, the product of the Karana Sharira. Avidya has created the samsara for me, and I see multiplicity, I see everything is different and different from me and different from each other. All that is there. So Vikalpa is there. So Karana Shariram has created the Vikalpa. But Karana Shariram itself, you say, what is it? Then the Shastram says it is Nirvikalpaka Rupam, has no division, which we can appreciate in deep sleep. Correct? Nirvikalpam. Complete absence of any division at all. That is why we all love that sleep. Even the guy who only sleeps, who needs to sleep only for 3 or 4 hours. And some people are amazing. They just get away with 4 hours of sleep. I don't know how it's possible. But I suppose they're happy, they're healthy with that. That's good. And even he or she needs that sleep. And he'll have to say goodbye at maybe midnight and then maybe except at 4 o'clock. So that deep sleep is a very an experience that beckons us. So that is a Nirvikalpaka Anubhava. And even during waking state, we have seen we have these kinds of experiences. Any moment of joy, complete joy, there is no division at all. In the mind, there is no non-division, subject-object division, experiencer experience division. Nothing is there. The subject and object fuse into one big ball of Ananda. So there also there is Nirvikalpaka. So we have seen that before. And even if you look at a pot, a clay pot, yeah, there is an apparent form of pot. Clay is there everywhere. But I also say there is pot. So the pot is as though. Pot is as though. We use the word as though in English. In Sanskrit, they use the word, beautiful word, eva. Eva in Sanskrit. You may come across this word, eva. Eva means like, as though existing. So we saw that pot doesn't exist independent of clay. And so you can't dismiss the pot, but you can't give reality to this pot. So there also, in a way, there is Nirvikalpam, but I don't recognize that Nirvikalpam. I don't recognize it because I give full reality to this pot. So that is that. So not only is Atma Nirvikalpakam, we've not said that before, but Atma, which sustains everything, the clay itself is Nirvikalpakam. Therefore, what to talk of Atma? Atma is free of all divisions. It seems to sustain all apparent divisions, but it is free of divisions. And the ignorance of Atma, Karana Shariram, also is Nirvikalpaka. So a bit technical, I understand, but something the author does introduce at this point. This is the reason many authors will say, you must destroy all your thoughts in order to see Atma. You may have heard these kinds of statements before, correct? मनोनाशा, मन को नाश करना चाहिए. सुना है कि नहीं? Very popular statement. You must destroy your mind. Your mind is the cause for all your problems. Your desires are cause for all your problems. Hey, if I destroy my mind, I can't listen to you. You are giving me very good advice to destroy my mind. Okay, let's say it is great advice. But if I destroy my mind, where is the question? If everybody starts destroying their mind, where is the question of communication? Not possible. So this idea of destroying the mind comes from these kinds of statements Vedanta makes, but not properly understood. It is like saying a Destroying the mind is like saying, you must destroy all the waves in the ocean in order for me to appreciate water. Look at this statement. You must remove all the waves, get rid of all the waves in the ocean. Then only I can see water. If somebody says that, can you accept it? No. Water is there when the waves are there. Water is there when the tsunami is there. Water is there when there are no waves, when the ocean is calm. Then also water is there. Water is what sustains everything, my dear. There is no need to destroy any wave in order to see or appreciate water. No need to destroy your thought in order to appreciate the mind. No need to destroy this mind in order to appreciate Atma. No need to say, hey, you must stop the sun from moving. Only then I can appreciate the earth revolving around the sun. Somebody says, who will accept this? This kind of statement is not acceptable. Hey, the earth is revolving around the sun. And then he asks, what about, why is the sun revolving around the earth then? Hey, that is as though. These two letters you remember, Iba, as though. This as though is Vedanta. This Vedanta is all as though, all the way as though. Correct? Hey, that is as though. Let the sun appear in. Let the sun appear to be revolving around the earth. What is your problem? The truth you know. Oh, the truth is that earth revolves around. Yeah, that is the truth. That is unshakable truth. Earth, sun is stationary. At least with respect to the earth, it is stationary. Yeah, that is the truth. So the truth has to be understood. Don't be carried away by this perception. So just as a, by the way, we need to keep that in mind. So we are inquiring into this ignorance. In the end, we don't really want to know what ignorance is so much. We want to know what we are ignorant of. This is what we are primarily interested in. What are the further features of ignorance and all? If you ask, yeah, you are welcome to do a PhD on that. But we are not so much interested in that. Anadi avidya, avidya, avidyayaha antaha bhavati. Avidya will end, and vidya is opposed to avidya. All these basic statements we make, and then we move on. So therefore now, this Atma is independent of the three shariras, Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, and Karana Shariram. Atma is independent, right? Atma kaha Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatirikta. So when I appreciate Sthula Shariram, I in a way appreciate Atma because I know what Atma is not. That is why we talk about this Sharira Trayam. And then because I have identified myself as these Shariras, we also have different states of experience. And this is what the Shastram calls as Avasthatrayam. Avasthatrayam. Which is what the author is going to talk about next. Avastha means a state of experience. So we have a few minutes. Maybe we can chant this before we complete. Okay. So one of you, let's say Sajeev, go ahead and mute yourself. Avasthatrayam kim.
Avasthatrayam kim.
Jagrad.
Jagrad.
Swapna.
Swapna.
Sushupti.
Sushupti.
अवस्थाः
अवस्थाः
जाग्रत् अवस्था का
जाग्रद् अवस्था का
श्रोत्रादि
श्रोत्रादि
ज्ञानेन्द्रियैः
ज्ञानेन्द्रियैः
शब्दादिविषयाः
शब्दादिविषयाः
ज्ञायन्ते
ज्ञायन्ते
इति
इति
यत्
यत्
सा जाग्रदवस्था
सा जाग्रदवस्था
स्थूलशरीराभिमानी
स्थूलशरीराभिमानी
आत्मा
आत्मा
विश्वः
विश्वः
इत्युच्यते.
इत्युच्यते.
So, Swamiji is asking, Avasthatrayam kim? We have finished the Shariratrayam, the topic is over. Now getting into the states of experience. Avasthatrayam kim? What is this three types of or three states of experience? And he answers Jagrad Avastha, Swapna Avastha, and Sushupti Avastha. They are the three states of experience: waking state, dream state, and Sushupti, deep sleep state. We just use the word deep sleep. What it really means is dreamless sleep. You want to call it, a sleep which has no dream. It's called, just we are using the word deep sleep there. That's all. So in science, medical science, they may have all this REM and they have all these phrases. I suppose you can put those in one of these three categories. Okay. So the next question becomes Jagrad Avastha. What is the waking state? And we will continue this discussion next class. Okay, it's already 7:30. ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम।